Hello, this is my channel. My name's Josie. So I haven't made a video in a really long time, and there are a few reasons for that. Reason number one is that this year has just been like so crazy. And I don't know, there's been so many things that have happened in our lives personally, but also in just the world that just kind of made this year like fly by. The fact that it's already December of 2020 is mind-blowing to me. And the second big reason is that I actually got pregnant, and I am 19 weeks tomorrow. So I've just now started getting like my energy back to do things that I normally want to do, and I have been going into nesting mode. And we have our nursery set up here a little bit, some onesies, the crib. Yeah, it doesn't seem real because it doesn't seem real. I guess I don't know why it doesn't, because I'm starting to get a belly, and we've seen and heard the heartbeat and the baby, and it's just crazy. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know what this video is really going to be other than updating you guys a little bit on that. But I'm gonna set my phone down because I record on my phone. I don't have a camera. And yeah, I'm gonna set this down and get started on an actual, video. So, this far into our pregnancy journey, let's see. I found out at the end of August that we are in fact having a baby, and it was really like, it was not really expected, but it kind of was at the same time. Like, I'd quit taking my birth control, and I stopped that back in March, I think. And so I think knowing that, my husband and I talked, and we were like, when would be a good time to like actually start trying to have a baby? So we decided on August, but the thing is, I had 2 cycles that were regular length, and I totally fully expected my period to come when it did. And then I had one cycle that it was like 60 plus days before I got my period, and I thought I was pregnant. Like, I thought I was showing pregnancy symptoms, and obviously like that's 2 months of no period. So I was like I really thought I was pregnant. And I think the fact that like we were talking about it, and then that happened, it was just kind of like, okay, well, I got my period, and then I was like, what if we really, started trying sometime soon? Well, it was the following cycle was literally 16 days. 16. So I had no idea like when my time, like my fertile window was gonna be, which, like that's kind of a big deal when you're not on birth control and you are trying to use the fertility awareness method, like I had mentioned in a previous video. But yeah, so we weren't like preventing pregnancy from happening, but at that point in time we were just kind of like, oh, sorry, my dog opened up the curtain there, it freaked me out. So at that point, like I said, like we weren't trying, but we weren't not trying. So it was only like it was the regular 28-30 days that I still hadn't gotten my period after this 16-day cycle. And I was just like, like, I feel pregnant, and I was feeling nauseous. I was tired, like beyond tired. Like to the point where I was falling asleep on our couch having a conversation with my husband. So yeah, I took a pregnancy test one Friday morning, and I saw like the faintest line. Like, if I still have a picture, I will put it here. But then I went to coffee with my mom and my grandma, and like we just talked for a little bit, and all I could think about was, am I pregnant? Like I was probably so absent from the conversation. But then I got home and I took another test, and the line was just like, it was still there. First of all, I used like one of those Walmart cheap tests with like the 98-cent tests, and that's why I was just kind of like I didn't know whether to believe it or not. But then when I got home, I did a first response line test, like the dye test, and I saw a line again, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And so anytime that I thought about getting pregnant for the first time and telling my husband, I was always thinking that I was gonna do this big thing of like getting him a gift, having him open it, or like, you know, not just flat out telling him. But that's what I did. I came downstairs and I was just like, look at this. So yeah, a few days later I took a digital test and it said pregnant, and here we are now. And I'll be 19 weeks tomorrow, like I said, but we still don't know the gender. We've gotten to see we've had one scan of the baby, and I have like an anterior placenta, which I can go into detail about in a later video. But it's measuring on track, and in like 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks, we'll get to go to our anatomy scan and find out the gender. So yeah, Brett's about to come home, my husband Brett, and I am really uncomfortable when I make videos in front of him, so I'm gonna continue this at another point in time. And I'm back. So it's been 2 days, so now I am 19 weeks in 1 day. Anyway, I left off saying that we are gonna be getting our anatomy scan in 2 weeks to find out the gender and to see if all of little baby's organs are growing correctly. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. Now baby is about the size of a zucchini, which sounds really big to me because any zucchinis that like I've seen like regularly have been like that big. But that's because we had like a certain species of them growing in our garden. I know like it's normally like the size of like a cucumber, or a little bit bigger than a cucumber, like that big, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so symptoms that I've been feeling are definitely like I have been super out of breath. And you might just be able to tell from this video, as I'm sitting here literally just talking to you guys, that I am getting out of breath so easily, and it's ridiculous. Another symptom is, like, this might be TMI, but I've been very constipated. And there's like 2 reasons for this. One is that the baby's getting big enough that it is putting pressure like on my intestines and the whole digestive tract there. So it slows things down there anyway and makes it harder to pass, I guess. And then number 2 is that the hormone relaxin is making it really hard for, like, it slows down the muscles, I guess. And even before I was pregnant, I would always have issues with it just because, like, it's kind of a hereditary thing in my family. Like, all the females on my mom's side have issues with it. So it's like 3 times as bad now. Another thing that Relaxin does is it makes the little, like, flap for your esophagus, the flap that opens and closes whenever you either eat or, like, are just breathing. It relaxes that thing. So acid reflux is really bad. For a while there, it was, like, to the point, it was mostly just whenever I'd lay down for bed, but it was to the point where, like, I would be laying in bed for, like, a half an hour at least, just, like, trying to not throw up. But yeah, so those are the 2 big symptoms for me right now. I'm just now starting to notice, though, that, like, now that my stomach's getting a little bit bigger, I'm starting to feel the weight distribution is a little bit off now in my body. So, like, I'm feeling it in my back and in my sides a little bit more. Like, there's just more tension. Hi, Stevie. My dog's very needy. Yeah, there's just more tension in my back and in my sides. But yeah, other than that, not a lot is different in my life. I'm finally just now starting to get energy back to do things. And I know that, like, my boss, he knows that I'm pregnant, and I'm so grateful that he has been, like, understanding and not getting mad at me for slacking a little bit. Not that I'm not working at all, but I work from home, first of all. And so, like, the fact that I'm home all the time and I'm seeing all these things that need to be done in my house, and doing housework right now is a lot more enjoyable than doing computer work, especially because when I sit for too long, it starts to hurt my hips a little bit, my tailbone. But I've talked to my boss about, like, starting up a new schedule for my working, and I'm gonna try to work 5 days a week. I am still doing online school, and finals are next week, so that'll be fun. But I'm only taking 2 classes at the moment because it's hard with work and school both being from home online, to stay disciplined. And maybe next semester, well, probably not next semester because I'm gonna be, like, super pregnant and getting ready to have a baby, but we'll see about future semesters to see if I either am, like, full-time with my job or if I am still just part-time. Yeah, that is about it for now. It's also almost 7 o'clock at night and I'm really tired. That's a big thing too, is, like, whenever it gets to after supper time, after my food is digested, I am ready for bed. And right now, my husband's at my parents' house playing board games and video games and all that with my brothers. One of my brothers is back from college for winter break. And they have so much fun together, and I'm glad, but I'm also glad that I get some alone time at home because quarantine and all that, I guess it's not been quarantine because my husband and I have been allowed to go out and go places, but just the whole COVID situation with us both working from home a lot and being home together a lot. We love each other. Sometimes we need a little bit of a break. So that's all. I'll show my belly, and to me, I feel like it doesn't look a whole lot different, but I've also been, like, watching it progress. I've I've lost 10 pounds since I got pregnant. And I think that was mostly just because at the beginning of the pregnancy, I had a lot of aversions and I was nauseous. I never actually like threw up, but I think just not eating as much as normal made my body like lose weight, but I haven't put that on yet, that back on. So, I don't even know if you can see it, but I guess I do have a little bit of something there. There's my belly. I'm super white too, so it looks lovely. But yeah, I will probably post another update in like 2 weeks after we find out the gender, and maybe get our parents' reactions on camera. So thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Or I will see you in the next video. Maybe Stevie will. We'll see. Anyway, bye.